Tonight, investigators are one step closer to figuring out what caused the plane to crash in the water off of Narragansett on the 4th of July. Our cameras were there today as a recovery crew located the aircraft and pulled it out of the water. Eyewitness News reporter Madeline Wright joins us now with the latest developments.
Dive teams were out all morning looking for the plane. When they found it, it only took crews about 5 or 10 minutes to pull it out of the water. 24 hours after a single-engine plane crashed off the Narragansett coast, crews came back and carefully lifted the plane out of the water.
Once they hooked the hook on and you saw the buoys coming up and the first of the plane breaking through, that I was amazed that it was upside down.
Joyce Hickey watched the plane's recovery from her backyard on Cliff Drive.
I have not seen anything like that. I've only seen bass come up out of the water on a hook.
The L-19 bird dog went down around 1 o'clock Monday afternoon after a loss of power. The plane took off from Westerly to fly an AT&T banner along the coast. Amazingly, the pilot escaped with only a scratch.
He got out of the plane, and the only thing that he had in his hand, what I saw, was his cell phone. He didn't even have any flotation devices. He was just holding his cell phone right above his head, like swimming to the other boat, got on the boat, and got right on the cell phone.
This is the third plane crash in Rhode Island in the last few weeks. On June 18th, a pilot was rescued after he made an emergency landing off the westerly coast. The next day, a different plane crashed into the woods on Block Island, leading to minor injuries. Nick Monjo was there for both the westerly and Narragansett plane crashes.
I was working at the Charleston Breachway a couple weeks ago when the other plane went down, so I'm getting a little used to it now, but it's just crazy. You don't expect this type of thing to happen.
The pilot's dad says his son works for a Connecticut company called Simmons Aviation Services. Coming up at 6 o'clock, more on another scary experience the same pilot had earlier this year. I'm Madeline Wright, Eyewitness News.
One day after crashing off the coast of Narragansett, a small plane is recovered from the water.
Eyewitness News reporter Madeline Wright was there to catch the moment the wreckage was retrieved, and she joins us live in the newsroom with more details about the crash and recovery.
The pilot escaped the crash with only a scratch. This is the second scare in the air he's had this year. The plane was upside down, but it was all in one piece when crews pulled it out of Narragansett Bay Tuesday afternoon. The pilot crashed into the water 24 hours earlier while he was flying along the Rhode Island coast with an AT&T banner.
It doesn't have the banner, so I think they're out there searching for the cable.
The plane went down after the pilot, 36-year-old Jeremiah Coholan from North Dartmouth, experienced a loss of power. Back in January, Coholan was flying a different plane when he made an emergency landing at a snowy field near Rochester, New York. Here's what he said after that incident.
We're okay. The plane's intact.
The New Bedford Standard Times reports the plane's carburetor was icing up, causing the engine to seize.
When the plane finally shut off, I really had about 10 seconds to figure out where I was going to put it. And I was getting pretty close to my stall speed, so I just put it down right in the field and slid up the hill and clipped the edge of the tree a little bit, which stopped me from going down any further into the yard.
Half a year later, Coholan is making headlines again for another aviation emergency. Witnesses are thankful he wasn't seriously hurt in either incident.
You must have skills at averting a disaster to have that happen, to be able to now this be the second one and walk away.
Coholan was flying a plane owned by Simmons Aviation Services based in Pawcatuck, Connecticut. I reached out to the company for comment, but so far have not heard back. Live in the newsroom, Madeline Wright, Eyewitness News.